Let's break it down with Hand of the Week.
Welcome back to Hand of the Week, where we dive into listener-submitted hands. Each week, Patrick, our resident fish, and I tackle everything from questionable bluffs to hero calls and the hands that make you scratch your head. Whether you're looking for strategy tips or you just want to see if you played it any better, we've got you covered. Patrick, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. I don't like cold, but other than that, that's just the general. I don't like it.
My house right now is currently, it's the wind chill's 30 degrees outside here, but my house right now is set at 65 degrees with the heat.
I've learned layers for sure. But
well, hopefully our hand is not cold today.
We're going to be playing a little 2-5. We haven't played 2-5 in a while.
No.
And this hand is sent in by Ken Pollard, who sent in last week's Hand of the Week. So he sent us a couple. And this one, we're playing 2-5. So he says, we just won a big hand to put us back to even for the session. So we have about 500 in our stack.
That's a good feeling during games. You're kind of bleeding. You can't get it. And then you get a good one. You're back to square. And you're like, all right, deep breath. Time to roll. It's a good feeling.
Yep. But he says there's a player in early position that seems to be a pretty passive player. And they raise to $15. I wonder what he means when he says they're passive, because are they not playing their big hands strongly? Are they nitty with their starting range?
I would take that as they're not playing big hands aggressively, I guess, or I don't know. That's how I take it.
Well, everybody got out of his way when he raises to 15. It folds to us. We are on the button with the ace of clubs, 9 of clubs.
I like the button. We like the button, Joe. We've had a few of these.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been playing from the button a few of these hands, which
I like aces as well. I like ace of clubs, 9 of clubs. Let's see how passive our guy is.
You wanna come over the top?
I do. Okay. However, if it folds all the way to us, there's only a few more left, but I do.
Yeah.
I want to make it 40.
Okay. I'm usually the more aggressive one, but this time I'm thinking we're in position already.
Don't do it.
I'm just calling.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think you're right. There's another way to go about that one. You're all.
Yeah, I don't think either's bad. And really, again, it depends on if this guy is passive because he's not playing his strong hands, but every now and then, right? So if he has ace king, and those are the only types of hands he's playing, then raising is maybe not a good idea.
Yeah.
If he has pocket jacks or whatever, maybe he doesn't go that way, Maybe if with pocket jacks, maybe he's being super nitty and just calling with things like that. I just don't know what they mean by passive.
Yeah. For the record, if anyone would have called him before us to make it a three-way, would you have bet then? Raised then?
I'd definitely be more likely to.
More likely, not necessarily. Okay.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there for everyone. All right.
Yeah, but the fact that we're already in position right now, we only have the blinds to act after us. Yeah. So we can call and evaluate based on their play what we do next. So if they were opening too wide and then playing passively from there, then I would also 3-bet. And my 3-bet, if I were to come over the top, I'd make it 60.
Okay.
So I know you said you were going to do 40, right?
Right.
And I think I would, if I were to raise, I would go a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
We are heads up as the blinds fold. There's $32 in the pot. The flop is the Jack of Clubs, King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds. And our early position friend checks to us.
I think you check.
If I had Ace Jack in my hand or Ace King in my hand, I would check here sometimes. So I think you're right. I think we can check and see what they do on the turn. They could have those hands that I just mentioned in their hand and be checking to see if we put money in. If they do have something like Ace Jack, for instance.
Yeah.
Or even King Jack. Like
I was just going to say King Jack was what I had, I mean, it's obviously terrible for us.
Yeah. But if they do have something like that, they're not, if we bet, they're just going to call. They're not going to raise us. So do we get information from putting more money in there? And I don't think we do. So it pushes me even more toward a check. So
yeah, I mean, if they have anything, if they touch any of that, they're only going to call us.
Right.
They're not coming over the top when we find anything out, especially if it's he's already been described as a passive player. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think, you see what we can find out or see what's next, but you're not going to find out much there.
Yeah. And Ken checks it back and says, my reasoning is he is the pre-flop aggressor and the board is wet and hits his range.
Yep.
So
pretty much it.
Still $32 in the pot. The turn is the Queen of Clubs. So we've got Jack of Clubs, King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs. And the early position checks to us again.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I want to see a free river here. I mean, you got clubs. You need a 10 for a straight. I want to see a free river. I don't want to touch that.
Because? What do you think?
Everything is within their range, and we don't have anything right now. We got a pair of jacks ace high.
Right, but we've got so many outs right now.
We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another clubs is what, another 8? Am I doing the numbers right in my head?
Yeah, so we've got 12 outs.
It's a lot of outs.
Yeah, 12. So we're right around 25% to win this, to get the straight or to get the flush. So I think if we hit it, I want to have a pot. So I want to put some money in here.
It's like I don't think this is a term, so don't make fun of me. And for all you listeners out there, don't hate on me. It's like you're preloading a little value for when you hit it.
Yeah, 100%.
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I think you're going to end up being wrong, but I like that a lot. I think a 2 of spades is coming out. But that being said, I like that, and it's a very, very good point because, again, if he hit the flop and we put something in now, I don't think he's coming over the top again.
Right.
I think he's going to call us, so we get to set what it is. And when your King of Clubs comes out, and life's good.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to put. There's 32 in the pot. I'm going to bet 20.
For the record, I would have checked. Just throwing that out there. What's our friend Ken do?
Ken bets 25.
Oh, man, smart guys. And you got this guy over here. Anyway.
And they call.
Perfect, just like we thought.
Ken says, I have a combo draw, so I'm feeling pretty good about the bet. when they stick around, I think maybe they're on a draw too, or maybe they have a queen.
I personally think they have a king. I think they have 2 pair right now. I think they have like king 8. You know.
Where's the 2 pair? Oh, the kings and jacks. Gotcha. Yeah.
That's they've got a king in their hand of some sorts. But this flop's going to come out great for Joe and Ken. I love it.
With $82 in the pot, the river is the 3 of clubs.
Boom.
That makes the nut flush for us. On the board of jack of clubs, king of hearts, jack of diamonds, queen of clubs, 3 of clubs. And they check again.
I was going to say, do you know what the lock of the week is? Other than Josh Allen having an incredible football game, is that guy checked.
Right.
First off, Ken, great read on your friend over there because that guy's definitely the best of player. This is a legitimate question for every type of player out there. Is there too big of a bet here?
Oh yeah.
And what is it? Because you're going to scare him off if there is, and obviously being a passive player. So what would you say in the pot? 82?
Yeah.
Is 3/4 of a pot too big right now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I was thinking right around 50.
Yeah.
I think if you went full pot or above, then that's too much.
I think yes. I think if you get anywhere close to the full pot, I have between 40 and 50 in my head. Part of me says if you're right at half a pot, then you're going to catch the call almost every time.
Now that being said, the board is paired, so
that's a good
we
point.
do not have the nuts. So I feel pretty good about this. I feel like we're in great shape, but I don't know what I'm going to do if they come over the top.
All right, so hypothetically, you got 82 in the pot. You come out with, you said 50.
Yeah. If they, we put in about 100.
Yep.
If they were to make it, if they were to just put in another 100 or something like that, then I probably call, but I don't go crazy. But if they anything over that, I don't know if I think I probably let it go. I don't know.
What are we talking about? Hero calls?
Yeah. So, if our opponent were to raise me just like 100, we put in 100. If they raise it to 100 or something like that, then I can call. If they make a huge bet, then I don't know that I can.
Because you're sitting there thinking they're sitting on King Jack or Jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, quads would suck, wouldn't it?
Man, quads would really suck. Yeah, it would be really, really bad. But, I mean, King Jack is definitely within the wheelhouse, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ken makes it 60.
Okay.
So a little bit more than me. And they tank for a while, and then they shove.
Oh, man. Did Ken just lose the quads?
They have almost the same as us. We may have $50 left if we make the call, he says. So, first of all, the infamous tank shove, almost always a super strong hand. Like, oh, I'm so confused. What do I do? Meanwhile, he's going, how much am I going to make off of this hand?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think especially in the case of like an inexperienced, or he didn't say inexperienced, but weak player. I guess, I mean, they could have a lower flush than us, but I don't think that's what it is. With a paired board, they have a boat or they have quads.
Yeah, I don't think he's calling with like. So you've already got the jack clubs on the board, the queen of clubs on the board. I don't think he's calling with like queen 10 of clubs, or excuse me, king 10 of clubs.
Right.
I just don't think he's making that. Excuse me, not call, but I don't think he's shoving with that. I really don't.
Here's my only question that's making me second guess my thought process here. He's shoving. We put in 100 so far, and he says he has about the same as us. So he's putting in close to $400 into a pot that is 140-ish.
Yeah.
Why? Why so much? Why so much? I mean, that feels like he wants us to fold, right? But it could also be that they're trying to make it look like a bluff. I don't. Either way, I don't think the price is there for us to call it.
No, I agree with you. I would not. In this instance, I would not make the call. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Could not do it.
Oh man, the thing that just keeps going back and forth in my brain is, why would they shove so much? Like, are they thinking that is the only way to get us to fold? But also, why have they played it so passively up to this point? So, gross. But I think I fold.
Yep, I think that's
I think
that's the right move.
I think the deciding factor for me is when a player breaks their norm, which has been passivity. We have to be willing to adapt to that too. So I'm gonna fold.
All right, what's our friend Ken do?
Ken says, I assume they've hit the flush, so I call with the nut flush. They show pocket queens for the full house, which I didn't see coming, he says.
Yeah, I didn't see the queens, but we saw that.
He says, should I have seen this coming, and what could I have done differently?
Oh.
There are a couple things here. The tank shove so many times, it's just the nuts are close to it.
Is it that notorious? I got to put that in my arsenal to have that in the bank in my head to know that.
Yes. When somebody is, making it seem like, I don't know what to do. Should I call or should I not? Oh, never mind. I'm just going to put in 4 times the pot.
Here's a bet, passive, and then just huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you could see it coming if you look at those factors. However, looking at the bet sizing, it seems excessive, right? I mean, it's a lot. And so I can see why it looks like a bluff too.
Yeah. And again, you and I get the benefit of knowing that someone took the time to remember their hand, write it down, send in an email for a reason. There's some catch. There's a caveat somewhere. So we're not in the moment, but yeah, I think as you put it into your repertoire, you can see it, but you got to make sure you can grab it, when you're in the middle of the game. So,
yeah, that's a tough one. But just remember that tank fold like that, not good. You gotta be willing to adapt to that. So, Ken, I appreciate you sending this one in. That's two in a row for you. And Patrick, let's do it again next week.
I'll be here. Count me in, my friend.
If anyone else has a hand of the week that they would like us to break down, send it to podcast@anteupmagazine.com. We'll see you next week.